Most people start their day in a rush, phone in hand, head full of tasks, heart already anxious before even having coffee. But here's the thing. Jesus, even as the Son of God, began his mornings differently. He got up early, went to a solitary place, and surrendered to prayer. He understood that the real fuel of the morning wasn't coffee. It was the presence of God. That tells us everything about what truly matters at the beginning of our day. This attitude of Jesus teaches us that our first appointment of the day should be spiritual, not with our to-do list. Think about it. If Jesus, with a mission so great, prioritized that time with God, who are we to skip it? The secret to a powerful start lies right there. When you wake up, before touching your phone, take a deep breath and pray. Say something simple like, "Lord, thank you for this new opportunity. Guide me today." That alone can change everything. And let's be clear, it's not about religion or routine. It's about relationship. Waking up early to pray in silence isn't a lifeless ritual. It's an invitation into divine presence that brings clarity, peace, and focus. That morning connection is like calibrating your compass before you sail. Because if you don't hear God's voice in the morning, you'll likely spend the rest of the day listening to the noise of the world. One of the most impressive things about Jesus is how he never gave up prayer, even in the most intense moments of his life. 40 days in the wilderness, being tempted, hungry, alone. And what did he do? He prayed. The night before the crucifixion, carrying the weight of the world, he prayed. Prayer wasn't a detail in his life. It was the foundation, his lifeline to the Father. And here's a question we all need to ask ourselves. If Jesus, the Son of God, needed to pray constantly, how can we possibly live without it? Prayer is like spiritual oxygen. It's the Wi-Fi of the soul. Without it, everything freezes. On days when you're overwhelmed, confused, discouraged, that's when prayer becomes even more necessary. Praying in those moments isn't weakness, it's spiritual wisdom. Jesus prayed before the battle, not just after it. Before the pain, before the decision. That's real preparation. Want a practical example? Before accepting a new job, entering a relationship, or signing a contract, stop and pray. Ask for focus, discernment, and emotional control. Don't walk into anything big without consulting the one who sees beyond what you can. Starting your day in prayer is like tuning into the right frequency before anything else. When you align yourself with God early, something shifts inside. Anxiety quiets down, focus sharpens, and your spirit settles into divine rhythm. When we delay prayer, the day often slips into spiritual neglect. One task leads to another, and before we know it, we've gone all day without checking in with heaven. That's why even 5 minutes in the morning with God are worth more than an hour later in the day. Life gets busy, but we're not too busy to breathe, right? So why skip the breath of the soul prayer? If you're in a rush, pray while brushing your teeth or in the shower. It doesn't have to be poetic. It just needs to be sincere. Lord, take this day in your hands. Give me peace and clarity. That simple act shifts everything. The mind is like a garden. If we don't plant good things, weeds take over. That's why Colossians 3 verses 1 to 2 urges us to set our minds on things above. And the best time to do that? Right in the morning, before the chaos begins. It's like standing in a clean field, ready to plant focus, faith, and gratitude. And prayer is the first seed. Looking to heaven when you wake up isn't escaping reality. It's preparing for it. The morning isn't just a routine checkpoint. It's a spiritual portal. That's when we align with eternity and block out distractions. Fruits like peace and patience grow when we create that sacred space with God early on. Ever feel like the whole day flew by and nothing really meaningful got done? That might be the result of waking up without direction. So take those first few minutes to pray, meditate, and ground yourself. Even reading one verse, like from Colossians, can anchor your day. The mind starts producing better thoughts, and the heart gets more aligned with heaven than with stress. There's something powerful about beginning the day saying, "Thank you." No matter if skies are clear or storms are near, when you thank God, something shifts inside. Gratitude unlocks peace. And when it's followed by prayer, heaven moves. Morning prayer isn't about asking God to erase problems. It's about recognizing that He's already present with you in them. That's where protection and strength begin. Try praying this. Lord, thank you for another opportunity to live. Give me peace. Guard my steps and strengthen me. Keep it real and keep it consistent. Ask for wisdom in decisions, calm in chaos, and serenity in uncertainty. And if anxiety shows up, say it out loud. God, help me rest in you. Peace doesn't mean a life without storms. It means divine presence in the middle of them. Temptation, distractions, racing thoughts, they lose power when you've already surrendered your mind to God in the morning. It's like walking out the door wearing invisible armor. The world may try to knock you down, but your foundation is steady. A solid morning routine with prayer anchors your spirit before the waves even rise. Some days, your greatest battle won't be with other people. It'll be with your own emotions. The racing thoughts, the short temper, the fear of what's coming. That's why it's so important to pray. Lord, take control of my heart. Still my reactions. Give me calm. That's emotional intelligence guided by the Spirit. There's something so freeing about asking, Lord, be with me today. Divine presence isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline. When God is at the center, even bad news doesn't shake you. That problem that seemed huge suddenly shrinks in comparison to the size of your God. And if you've already invited Him into your day, you're more prepared than you realize. You can plan your day, set your goals, color code your planner. But if God isn't leading your heart, it all becomes a guessing game. So pray, Lord, guide my decisions. Silence my fear. Help me choose wisely. That kind of surrender brings unexplainable peace. It also opens your eyes to the signs He leaves throughout the day. While we sleep, God watches over us. As we work, travel, sit in traffic, His protection surrounds us in ways we can't see. That's why morning prayer includes this plea. God, guard my house, my family, my steps. We may not see it, but His hands are moving behind the scenes, protecting us from what we didn't even know was coming. Ever had a delay that saved you from an accident? A last-minute change that redirected your whole day? That's not coincidence, it's divine presence. So pray, God, send your angels to cover me and my loved ones. Whether at home, on the road, or in the workplace, His protection knows no bounds. And when we place our family in God's hands, our souls find rest. Problems may still arise, but they won't overwhelm us. When you know God's in control, you stop overthinking every outcome. So declare in your prayer, Lord, cover my children, my spouse, my parents, wherever they are. That trust removes anxiety and welcomes peace. God is working, even when we don't see it. He's moving silently, powerfully, behind the curtain. And morning prayer reminds us, Lord, I trust you even in the silence. That kind of faith calms the mind, destroys anxiety, and strengthens the soul. The best masterpieces are always made behind the scenes. You know that voice in your head that says you won't make it, that you're not enough, that it'll never change? That's not God. So pray boldly. Lord, silence every lie from the enemy. The battlefield is often in the mind, but with focus, prayer, and divine presence, you can disarm the enemy before he even gets started. And when you choose to trust, even when you can't see, God honors that faith. Morning prayer isn't a routine, it's a declaration. It's saying, I'm not walking alone today. It's like stepping into a fog, trusting the bridge will be there because God said it would be. And spoiler alert, it always is. Real change doesn't start outside, it begins inside. That's what morning prayer does. It transforms you. It's when you say, Lord, change me before you change my situation. Asking for focus and strength to overcome negativity is asking for the right kind of victory. the kind that begins in thought and shows up in action. Negativity is like a dark cloud waiting to settle in. It might come disguised as realism, sarcasm, or apathy, but it drains your energy and blinds your vision. So pray, Lord, help me see as you see. Remove anything that blocks your presence. That could mean habits, words, even relationships. When we clear the soul's soil, God plants something new. Don't just ask for blessings, ask for hunger, a passion for God's presence that follows you throughout the day. While you wash dishes, sit in meetings, or ride the bus, stay connected. It's not about religion, it's about intimacy. Because when the love for God burns inside you, everything else loses its grip. We make plans, chase dreams, say yes to open doors. But not every opportunity is divine. Some open doors lead to disaster. That's why we need to pray. Lord, open only what's from you, and shut what isn't, no matter how good it looks. That's spiritual maturity, choosing heaven's best over your own logic. It may feel strange to ask God to close doors, but how many times have you walked through one thinking it was a blessing, only to find regret waiting on the other side? When you put your decisions in God's hands, you avoid heartbreak, wasted time, and confusion. He's the only GPS that sees what's ahead before you do. And then comes the moment of surrender. Lord, I place my life and my family in your hands. That's not a pretty phrase. It's a firm decision. You're saying, I trust your timing, your plan, your protection. And when you pray like that fully, with your whole heart, everything begins to shift. You're no longer an anxious passenger. You're at peace while God drives. If this prayer spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Type amen in the comments right now. It's more than a word. It's a public declaration that you received this truth. And if you have a specific prayer request, leave it below. We're building a community that prays together, grows together, and walks with Jesus daily. That heaviness you felt before, it doesn't get the final word. When you begin your day with focus, with gratitude, and with faith in Jesus, you tap into a power the world can't understand. So if you're ever feeling lost again, come back to this prayer. Replay it. Let God speak again. He's always ready, every single morning. Before you go, let me speak this blessing over you. May God cover you with protection, fill you with peace, lead you with wisdom, and surprise you with divine opportunities. May His presence walk with you today and every day after. In Jesus' name, amen. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. This is just the beginning.